Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to part two of Deaf Taught Us How to Live, a Stroke Survivor's Q&A. I have four new people, but not all four new states. Some of them are repeat states, but the stories are good, so I had to bring them to you guys. So let me introduce to you the four people that I have. First, I have Betty Howard. She's from California. Hello, Betty. Next, from Wisconsin, I have Michelle Humphreys. Hello, Michelle. How you doing? And then from New York, I have Pierre Lamothe Jr. What's up, Pierre? How you doing, sir? And last but not least, I have from Pennsylvania, I have Duncan Campling. Thank you guys for joining us, and let's check out what they got to say. Now, ladies, I really want you to hit home with this question. Um, what did you take for granted before that you wish you never did? Like you could tell somebody that didn't have a stroke.
That's a good one. Um, Probably the people in your life and like how differently you get to spend time with them now because you have less time to devote to social stuff, that sort of thing. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
So I guess I'm saying appreciate the people in your life before this happened. Not that I didn't, but
I get it.
I'm not explaining.
I, I think that Michelle is where she was headed was about appreciate the people around you for who they are, because I think I have noticed in Michelle a greater appreciation for the persons themselves, and she has taught me to see that whatever has happened in your stroke, whether you have deficits, whatever it is, we know you are still in there. That person who you are is right there. It hasn't changed. And she's taught me to have the patience to find that person and to let them know that you are still very precious, which is why it's very important that you don't get frustrated if you're having a bad day, because the day's going to come where more and more of you will come out. And I think that Michelle has taught me that. I don't know if that answered your question, but I've learned from her to appreciate the person on the inside, that is more than the collection of the physical body outside.
Fantastic question. I took my body for granted. So my body would work 10 to 12 hours a day. I wouldn't take my lunches. I wouldn't take my breaks. So I took my body for granted. And I think we so often overwork our bodies and don't thank them enough, right? Thank them enough with water and good food and stretching, exercise. And it's like when you're working a sedentary job where you're sitting for 10 hours a day, your blood is not moving. So getting up for that 10 minutes is good for your body. Don't take your body for granted, because when it breaks down, it'll stop you, because it's saying, you know what, you overworked me for so long, we're going to take a break now. And I really feel like that's what happened with me.
Okay, fellas, this question's for you guys. What is important about life?
Points about life to me is a legacy. I think that a lot of times that we don't look at the fact of where our life is going. We may be anxious, we may be going through a lot, and we don't understand that. One of the things that for me, I want to have a legacy. I want to have kids, and I want them to have kids, and I want them to understand that there's a reason why we're here, and whatever that is, you can do whatever you want in life, but you want to be happy. I think a lot of us do things not understanding that happiness is the end game.
For me, it's having a meaningful relationship with my two boys, who are 10 and 8. I grew up separately from my father, and I promised myself I wouldn't put them through something similar. My stroke was obviously not by choice. I want to recover, to be reunited with my wife and kids. We FaceTime and email on a regular basis, but it's not the same. I'm fully vaccinated against the virus, but I've had no physical contact with them for nearly a year. They've been able to visit me in person twice, but from 6 feet apart. I'll be glad when COVID relaxes and we can live our lives normally again.
Now, this question is for all four of you. If you had died, who would have been most affected by your death? And how's your relationship with that person now?
Ooh, I would say, wow, I think my children. So, because I don't think your kids are ever ready to let go of their parent, right? So, and for example, when I called for help, I talked to my son and I pretended like everything was okay. I said, "Hey, Sean, is your dad there?" And I did it like that. He would never know I was in trouble. And I was hiding what was really happening to me. And later on, because I had time to reflect on that, I'm like, that actually wasn't the best choice for me to do, because he said to me, he's like, "Mom, I didn't go to the hospital because I didn't think it was a big deal." He just thought, "Oh, Mom's at the hospital, she'll be right home." He didn't realize the severity, and he didn't, because I shielded him instead of saying, "Sean, I think there's something wrong with me right now. Can you get your dad?" He would have known there was a problem. And I shielded him from that. And if I would have died, he would have been like, "But when I talked to her, everything was fine." So for me, that hurts me, because I'm like, we need to watch. I know we're trying to shield them and quote protect them, but if I didn't live, he would have regretted not going to the hospital. So I just really now, like with my kids, I overshare with them, not to bring them down, but I want to share my life experiences, and any mistakes I've made, I just lay it out. Now I'm like this open book, because I don't want them to miss out on learning valuable lessons.
I've thought about that question a lot since my strokes 3 years ago. Most people assume and expect their loved ones would be inconsolable if they weren't around anymore. However, most people who have lost someone close to them manage to eventually bounce back and continue with life. It would probably ruin my wife and kids' evening if I died. I kid, of course. They would be devastated and forever changed. Thankfully, this experience has made them stronger too.
If I had died, I don't want to sound cocky, but I would literally feel it would be my parents, my brothers, and my girlfriend. I would say my friends too. At the same time, in definitive order, it would be my mother, my dad, my older brother, my younger brother, and my girlfriend. My mother primarily, because on June 23rd, I had my stroke in 2017, and her birthday is June 24th. So by the time my mom got to the hospital, it was her birthday. And she found me in a coma. So like that even to this day kind of gets me, because it's like, imagine if you died on somebody's birthday, you know? Like your son dies, you know? Like that's, damn, I didn't even think I was going to cry. But yeah, man, that's tough, you know?
How's your relationship changed today? I'm sorry I made you cry, bro.
No, and that's just the brain, man. It's the brain. I blame it on the brain.
I'm sorry about that, bro.
I'm not crying. No, honestly, relationship, honestly, it's not, you know, I'm so appreciative. At the same time, I feel like because I live with my parents, right? And I feel like sometimes it's like I became a little kid. I'm like, now I'm 36, right? My stroke happened at 32. And it became like, "Hey, are you okay? Did you eat? Da, 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 da." I'm like, "Yo, like, let me figure it out. Like in the beginning, I was breaking plates. I was hitting myself in the face. My arm didn't move for nothing. So I went through a lot. So I understand where that care happened. I couldn't do a lot of personal care of myself. Like I didn't take my own showers. I didn't bathe myself. I didn't dress myself. But then it came to a point where it's like, I have to do this stuff. You know, I have to put on my own shirt. I have to put on my own clothes. So, my relationship kind of became seeking out independence again without the parental guidance, you know? And that's kind of like weird when you're an adult.
Well, I have to say him because it's right there.
Okay.
But seriously, him and Walter, because when I first got home from the hospital, a friend of mine said to like simplify life on your bad days, and like here, I made a motivation book. That's me. Aren't I cute?
Yeah, you are cute.
So, can you see the triangle?
No, it's too dark for me. You got to read it out for me. I can't see
Okay,
it.
it's a triangle, and at the top, the triangle is me. And then the next row down is John and Walter. And then the next row down from that is his family, my family, the extended family. And then after that is his friends and my friends. So you kind of go down the triangle, um, depending on much energy you have. If you only have enough for that top row, that's where you stop. Because you
So,
can't pour from an empty cup.
thank you, everybody. Great answers, man. Really heartfelt. I thank you so much for giving your time and your energy to this project. Now, if anybody that is a stroke survivor and lives in the United States or in any one of the states that I have not interviewed yet, please hit me up. You could direct message me on Instagram at avm_superhero, or you could leave a message down here in YouTube. Either way, I'll get back to you. I thank you guys so much. If you guys like this video or this series, please subscribe, like it, and put on your notifications. I really appreciate you guys. AVM Superhero out.
And I cannot breathe. Trapped in a loop. Many dogs.